Hello, rabbit holers. Welcome to Down the Rabbit Hole, the podcast where one innocent Google search turns into 37 open tabs and a waste of an otherwise productive evening. My name's Wes. I'm your host, and this week I Googled why do goats randomly go stiff and fall over? Now, why on earth did I Google this? I think I saw a video, and you see them from time to time, of goats jumping off rocks, flipping, going sideways. They're just great to watch. And it made me think, what is going on when these goats kind of stiffen up and fall to the side? All four legs are out, and then 10 to 15 seconds later, they're back into it, straight up like nothing's happened. Well, I had a look at what's going on there. And they're actually they're a breed. Okay, they're called Tennessee fainting goats. So not all goats actually do this. It's a specific breed. And other names for them are the nervous goats or wooden leg goats, which is pretty funny because it kind of looks like they have wooden legs at times because they stiffen out. They're found basically all over the US, but mainly in Tennessee and Texas. And what happens is these goats get startled, loud noise, or excited, and their muscles all kind of stiffen up, which is actually a harmless reaction that happens. And it's because they have a hereditary condition called myotonia congenita, if that's how you pronounce it, which is actually a recessive gene that they get passed down. And for a recessive gene to express the trait or characteristic, you actually need two of them. So they've got this gene from both parents. That's how genetic it is. And every single Tennessee fainting goat has this same disorder, I guess, neurological disorder. So very strong genetic links. Not found in other goats, but it is found in some other animals. What have we got? Dogs, horses, cats, sheep, cattle, and pigs. But they tend to not stiffen up and fall over so much. It's definitely rarer in these animals, but they're usually a little bit stiffer kind of in their gait. So if they've been sitting down for a while, they get up, kind of like me, and kind of, like they've been to the gym the day before. Takes them a little bit of time to get going. Now, some facts about these Tennessee fainting goats. One, they don't actually faint. They are completely conscious. They just stiffen up and lie there, eyes wide open, looking at the world around them, almost like a cramp. 10 to 15 seconds and they are back up again. Absolutely no pain. So that helps with the fact that I like to laugh at them when I see videos of them. Find it hilarious to know that they're not in pain. I feel a lot better about that. And age. Age is an interesting factor. When they're younger, they seem to tumble more, which I guess makes sense. Learning to walk, they're a bit, not used to what's going on here. Get a bit of a startled reaction and over they go. And as they get older, they tend to spread their legs a little bit more and create a wider base of support, which stops them from falling as much. Which makes sense, doesn't it? You'd learn, something happens to you, you think, what am I going to do to adapt so that this doesn't keep happening to me? So, yeah, there you go. Makes a fair bit of sense. Now, it's not all doom and gloom for these goats. Actually, a positive part of having this disorder is that they are really strong and muscular because their muscles contract and hold. They develop a really strong physique, which can help them, I guess in the world of wild animals and farm animals and so on to survive. And that in turn, sorry for all you vegetarians, vegans, non-meat eaters, animal lovers, all the above, makes them very good for meat. They're actually 100% meat goats. So they don't milk them, they don't produce milk. they are meat only, and that meat is lean, high in protein, low in cholesterol. In fact, I might take some to my local gym. Just pull out a couple of meat trays. I might get a few customers down there. Anyway, I can't quite get myself a Tennessee fainting goat because they're really rare in Australia. Now, there are some smaller kind of herd breeders around, specialty kind of breeders, but they're hard to find, and you likely can't buy them either. But interestingly, they do have artificial breeding programs and embryo importation options. But it's going to cost you a fair bit of money, and I couldn't quite delve deep enough into that rabbit hole to get you the information, but it's out there if you want to have a look into it. The other thing is, if you do see this kind of characteristic in a non-Tennessee fainting nervous goat, then it could be a concern. So flag it with the farmer. You probably are the farmer. So just check it out. It may be, what do they call it? Selenium disease, which is like a white muscle disease, or it could be a tick paralyzing kind of thing, which is not great for your animals, and you don't want that to spread to your other animals. If you see a fainting goat and it's not a Tennessee fainting goat breed, just flag that with someone who knows a bit more about it. Now, Myotonia congenita, I should have worked out how to say that before I started blabbing it on here, but it is also found in humans. It's very rare, only 1 in 100,000 people. So, yeah, at least it's rare. It is usually caused by a mutation of the CLCN1 gene. Don't forget that. And it causes muscle stiffness, hypertrophy, which is kind of enlarged muscles, and cramping. So, again, I might see it at my local gym. There's a few large muscles there. But people that have this disorder, thankfully, the 1 in 100,000, typically manage it okay and typically lead long and productive functional lives, which is good. Do they fall over randomly on the street? Wouldn't that be great? Not for that person or their family, but we know it doesn't hurt, right? They're not in pain. So it would be, mildly entertaining, but no, they don't. They tend to perhaps stumble, trip, can have a few more falls than the rest of us, but they don't kind of lock up like a goat, fall down on their side and then recover. The muscles stiffen up, but they're more like the other animals that have it. They're a little bit more stiffer in their gait as these contractions occur. It'd be mighty annoying, I imagine, but at least they don't kind of fall down in a locked kind of gait like a goat. The risk of whacking your head and other things, embarrassment, which is not what we want. So there you have it. Tennessee fainting goats. And all that science stuff I went through is why goats faint. So keep making videos of your fainting goat. They're not in pain, which is good. They just shake themselves off like a good tackle in footy. Up and up they get, off they go, straight back to the ball. There we have it. And while we're talking on animals, next week I'm delving into not an animal that faints, but an animal that sings. And they actually sing to humans. They're actually very incredible. Incredible? I meant to say incredibly smart. They're incredible too, I guess. Magpies. So stick with me. See you next week. And we'll go a little bit into some more animal studies for you. Righto. Thank you, rabbit holers. Bye-bye.